Hello, I was popping into D by tracks to this bed. This is the first time you realize other people thought you were ugly. This title is wild. But don't feel bad. Everybody is busted to somebody. You know, we're not everybody's cup of tea. Some people are going to think you ugly. And that just is what it is. You know, even if you personally consider yourself to be attractive, there are people out there who are going to look at you and be like, nah. you ain't looking too hot. You know, so yeah, don't feel too bad. But let's hear what these people have to say. Let's watch.
Tell the story about the first time you realized people thought you were ugly.
So I actually have a lot of these. When I was in middle school, I was a little shy, so like nobody really checked for me. But when I got to high school, that's when everything started going downhill.
Oh.
One time I accidentally liked the group rates thing on Instagram. They all rated me a 5 or 6. I had a lot of pretty friends. A lot of guys would come to me to ask me to put them on with my friends, and no one ever asked to get put on with me. And that's the same for social media, because I post my friends, people just slide up, who that? Put me on. I get posted on their social medias. Crickets.
She's cute though.
This is the worst one, and it's recent. I went to Miami with a group of girls, and every time we encountered some guys, let's just say I was not the chosen one. It was so bad that I tried to shoot my shot at a guy, and he was very dry, but I got his Snapchat. He slid up on my Snap where I posted with my friend and said, "What's her Snapchat?"
Oh.
Tell the story about the first time.
I'm confused because she's not ugly at all.
I realized this back in elementary school, but we won't go back that far. Starting off, people would just randomly come up to me and call me ugly. Like, to my face for no reason. When I would
Bitch, that's when you should have learned how to fight. You not walking up to me and being like, "You're ugly." Like, that's just not happening. Like, as a child. As an adult, I'm not going to fight people. You know, if that ever happened. I'm going to roast the fuck out of you. But, you know, in middle school, maybe high school, I did start to get a little mature, so I probably wouldn't have done that in high school. But for sure, middle school and elementary, like, you would have had to catch these hands if you just walked up to me and was like, "You ugly." Like, no, we got to fight.
This is what I got. I would get this. Random people on Instagram would send me stuff like this for no reason.
What?
In high school, people would draw like these really ugly people things on the board and then say it was me. I was told that I would never be loved in high school because of the way I looked. Yeah. People would always record me. I said that in my last video. I'll give the same example I gave in my last video. Yeah, so someone sent this video out and everyone was screenshotting it and sending it around. I was just minding my business, doing nothing. Next to some boy sophomore year, he just randomly said, "Oh, fat, ugly B," or something like that, and like thought he was funny. I thought we were friends. He got mad when I told my dad, and my dad said something to him. I called ugly, fat, and disgusting every single day freshman and sophomore year. One more example for you. Super
Oh no, we would have to fight in high school too. That's too much.
Tell the story about the first time you realized people thought you were ugly.
Okay, so one time I was at school and my friend posted a video of me and his friend slid up and he was like, "Oh bro, she's bomb. Like, you know, what's her ass?" So you even mad or whatever. But he's like texting my friend right next to me, asking him like, "Oh, is she pretty?" and all that. He's like, "Yeah, she's pretty." And he's like, "What's her body like?" And we both read the message at the same time. And he looked at me and was like, my friend was like, "What do you want me to tell him?" And I was like, ah! And I was like, "Just leave him unopened." That's kind of when I realized, like, you know what? Maybe I should start going to the gym. Get on a oxygen diet. But yeah, that's the first time I realized that, I mean, I was just cute. I wasn't even pretty.
Tell the story about the first time you realized people thought you were ugly.
Alright, so I already knew this, like, nobody has to tell me this. And the only reason why this one really hits home for me is because no words were exchanged during this transaction at all.
That's another thing though. If you consider yourself to be ugly, other people gonna think you ugly too. So that's kind of also a thing. I mean, confidence, it does go a long way. It goes a long way. And she's starting out with, "I already know I'm ugly. Nobody even got to tell me." Like, that ain't it, girl. Like, we got to work on our self-esteem.
So this happened last fall when I was a freshman, and I was trying to study for finals, and I was like, you know what, let me go to the library and study. So I had my whole table set up, and I'm like, yo, I need a pencil, duh. So I'm digging through my bag, and like, from my peripheral, I see a guy walk past my table. And while he's walking, he does a 1, 2, 3. So he did a triple take. So I'm like, okay. And I see this all from my side. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. And he comes to my table. He takes off his, like, beats. And as soon as I turn around and we make eye contact, he backs away like he just seen a crime scene. And in my head, I'm like, just like that. know I'm not Rihanna, but I'm not Jay-Z, bitch. You didn't have to do me like that. That was uncalled for, sir. Uncalled for.
What was the triple take for then?
The first time
people got cussed out.
You realized people thought you were ugly.
I have a twin. Like, we're very different. We're fraternal twins, so we look like sisters, but we don't look like twins, I guess. She's blonde, and she has blue eyes, and she has big bunkers. And, you know, you said this, make it better. We're new at one school, and when I told that she was my sister and stuff, they were like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I was like, yeah, she's really pretty. There was this one guy that he was like, yeah, you guys are so different.
Damn.
It just didn't keep going. And then people like next to me were like, bro. I was like, I know. I think I did a list from the most beautiful girls to the most ugly. She got up in third. I was at the very bottom. Oh, and also she gave me the shirt of love bling 800. Yeah, I love herself. Since no one else will. Anyways.
Tell a story about the first time you realized people thought you were ugly.
So I come from a really big family, and I ain't always looked like this. So having
they got the same eyes.
Beautiful sisters, it's hard. It's gonna be hard regardless when you have a lot of sisters. But I remember vividly this one time we was at the grocery store, and I was out with my mom and all my sisters, and this man walked up to my mom and was like, "Oh my gosh, you and your daughters are so beautiful." And then he looked at me and was like,
who this?
How does it feel to be the only boy?
Oh, no, the fuck he didn't.
Tell a story about the first time
I wasn't expecting that.
You realized people thought you were
ugly. He knew what the fuck he was
doing. When we were playing Powerpuffs and it had to be Mojo Jojo.
Tell a story about the first time you realized people thought you were ugly.
Mojo.
It's not the first one to allow this experience. I've been wanting to make this video, but I wasn't sure if I was able to tell the story. But I feel like I'm okay now. So jump back to primary school. I'm probably about 10 years old, and we are in golden time, which is basically when you have a free period in the afternoon on Fridays. You can just do whatever you want. I'm minding my absolute business drawing by myself because I spent a lot of primary school by myself, so I learned to just, do you know what I mean? Like I was never really too involved in the class, and the main group of girls who already was bullying the fuck out of me, but they basically done this whiteboard thing where they put all the girls' names at the top and we'll go around tallying who was like the prettiest girl based on everyone's opinion. And they don't this type of shit all the time, but usually they ask if you want to be on the board because it's like a game. But I didn't ask to be put on the board. So understandably the most popular girl got the most votes, cool, whatever. But then they found it absolutely hilarious that I got no votes at all and wanted to come over to me, disturb my piece while I'm drawing and just let me know that like nobody voted for me in the whole class and were laughing in my face. So that was fun.
Tell a story about the first time you realized people thought you were ugly.
So multiple times I realized people thought I was ugly, but there's one time I won't forget. It was in our sophomore year. This really cute guy just came into our grade, and everyone thought he was cute. I thought he was cute, but we shared a history class, and he sat behind me, I think, or next to me, and he came up to me and told me, "Oh my gosh, you're really, really pretty." And I was like, "Oh my god, thank you, thank you." And all the girls that were with him, I've never talked to them in my life. Maybe I smiled at them before, but talked to them, no. And they all came up to me and told me, "Oh my gosh, you're right, she's really, really pretty." And there was this one girl I didn't like. We never vibed. I think that's what it was. She came up to me and she told me, "Oh my gosh, you're actually really, really pretty." And I was like, what's that supposed to mean? What did I look like before?
Girl, shut up. I'm confused how that related to the fucking topic. Like, you are telling us about you realizing other people thought you were ugly by telling us a story of how this cute nigga and some random bitches all agreed that you were pretty. Get out my face. But yeah, this was a lot. This is definitely a lot. I would have been a very violent child if I experienced any of these things, for sure. I would have started to fight everyone, girls and boys included. I ain't never had no problem fighting a boy. So, yeah, they would have had to get clocked because that's just so disrespectful. And it really fucks with people's self-esteem. And I would have got very defensive. I'm not recommending you fight, though, if people call you ugly. Don't listen to me. I give terrible advice. But I'm just saying what I would have done because this kind of, hurt my goddamn feelings and it wouldn't even happen to me. Like, that's fucked up. Anyway, interesting video, though. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!